President Trump didn't just proclaim yesterday a national day of prayer against the coronavirus.
Now, he also said in a tweet he'd be watching Free Chapel's Sunday service out of Gainesville, Georgia. So Pastor Jentezen Franklin may have been preaching to an empty church like so many others this past Sunday, but suddenly he had a national audience. He preached a couple of times, once while still wearing the saxophone he'd just played with Free Chapel's worship band, and he read the president's proclamation.
As we come to our Father in prayer, we remember the words found in Psalms 91. For he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. And we unite in prayer. We are reminded that there is no burden too heavy for God to lift or for this country to bear with his help. Luke 1:37 promises, I tell you, I believe the president's going to preach a better message than I am today. Luke 1:37 promises that for with God nothing shall be impossible. And those words are just as true today as they have ever been. You know, the most often given commandment in the Bible is fear not. Isn't that something? Fear not. And it's always coupled with the most often given promise, for I am with you. Fear not is mentioned 366 times in the Bible. That's a fear not for every day you get up and you turn the TV on, or somebody sneezes at work, or somebody coughs. Fear not. I've got a fear not every day I get up. A fear not. Goodness and mercy are waiting at the foot of my bed. Fear not. Don't let worry make you go into just panic. Jesus said, I am with you in your home. I am where you are. I know your address. I know all about you. I have not forgotten about you. I am with you. No matter what comes our way, our first reaction should be faith that overcomes the fear. Choose faith over fear. Choose faith over panic and over being petrified and crying. It's much ado about nothing when you stack it up and compare it to the healing, miraculous, powerful God that we serve. Well, what about this virus? We will survive. We're more than conquerors through Christ. No weapon formed against us will prosper. And then he said that nothing can separate us from the love of God.
And that was Jentezen Franklin in Gainesville, Georgia. Joining us now, senior Washington correspondent Paul Strand. Paul, you watched it all. What did you think?
I thought it was wonderful. And you know what was strange about this is you think about we're in this strange time right now where maybe the internet is feeding our fears, and everybody can read the internet and see all the scary things that are going on. But the internet has also allowed us, for the first time in human history, where we can all come together for a church service. And I mean, President Trump was, I thought, brilliant to suggest people do this because so many people, they weren't going to be going to their churches this Sunday. Many churches weren't even being held. And so here we were gathered. You know, I don't know how many there were, but the president has over 50 million people that read his tweets. So here we are all gathered just at, you know, almost like at a national altar. And the pastor, he did not shy away from his Christianity. He gave an altar call. He talked about Jesus, that this is the time that you need to go to him. So it really, you know, it was just a clarion call to the country, and I think it was very necessary at this time.
Did you really get the sense that you were a part of something that was large yet very personal at the same time?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because all these people, there was no audience, so it was kind of very quiet on the stage. But you know, I think they really knew what was that they had been called to a national moment like this, and so they concentrated on that. And it was like every word, every song that the worship team had, it all just ministered, and it all dealt with this idea that get rid of your panic, you know, replace fear with faith. And so it was, like I said, it was wonderful. My wife and I were sitting there watching it. Tears were flowing down our face. And the last song, they came to this worship song where they just talked about the Lord. He's in front of you. He's behind you. He's all around you. And may you be blessed. They gave us a national blessing. They said, for you, your family, to 1,000 generations.